I have two beautiful bread here. Can you tell the difference? Hey, what's up? Previously on this channel, we made something called Fruit Yeast Water bread. It made with grapes. And it was amazing. That's why I decided to make another comparison video. So today's video going to be sourdough bread versus fruit yeast bread. And we are going to see what is the difference. So let's get into this, shall we? The night before I take my sourdough and yeast water out of the fridge, they've been into the fridge for 2 to 3 days. And into two separate pickle jars, I'm gonna add the yeast water and sourdough and feed them. Check the description for the ratio and amounts. Since my room temperature is high and I'm gonna let them rise overnight, I feed my sourdough starter 166. The next beautiful morning, both of these bad boys are ready to go. They are super active, super bubbly, and rise dramatically. Let's make some bread. Start with sourdough bread. Nothing complex, it's my go-to everyday sourdough recipe. 7 gram salt, 70 gram active starter, 250 gram water. Little bit of water into the jar, shake it to get all of those beautiful starter out. Mix little bit, then add 350 gram bread strong flour. And mix everything together. Since I'm always little extra, I like to mix everything properly. But again, nothing complex. Once there is no more dry spots, you are good to go. Cover it up and let it rest for 30 minutes. Now let's mix our yeast water bread. Everything going to be the same, except instead of sourdough starter, we are going to use Poolish from the yeast water. And now add the flour. Mixy. And this one also going to rest for 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, this is how our sourdough bread look like. Gain some strength, as you can see, the magic of time. Go ahead and give it one set of stretch and fold. Now grab the dough, lift it up couple of times. Try to round it up gently inside the bowl. Beautiful. Another 30 minutes rest. Back to the fruit yeast bread. This one also gained some beautiful strength. Do the same for this one too and give it one set of stretch and fold. Also gonna rest for 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, I'm not gonna waste your time and the video going to be faster because everything would be the same. Another set of stretch and fold. After that, both bad boys going to rest for 45 minutes. 45 minutes later, as you can see, the gluten has developed beautifully. But we not finished yet. To create more air and tension, we're gonna give them 2 sets of coil fold. With, of course, 45 minutes rest between each set. After each set of coil fold, they should look like this. Make sure you wet up your hands every time you are going to touch the dough. After last set of coil fold, we're gonna let them finish their bulk fermentation for up to 2 hours. My room temperature is around 28 degrees Celsius. The dough should be airy, bubbly, doesn't stick to your hands, release from the bowl easily. If you want to know more, check out my fermentation video. Now bring them on the surface, and with the help of the surface, we are going to round them up. And this is called pre-shape. You might ask why pre-shape? To create more tension and let the gluten to relax before we're gonna shape it. And of course, when we leave them uncovered on the counter, they're going to be less sticky and easier to handle. Now, shaping time. Start with sourdough. which fermented beautifully. And fruit yeast bread, which feels about the same. Let them to sit on the counter for 10 to 15 minutes, then transfer them into the fridge, and the next day, score them confidently. I'm gonna bake them from open baking, the oven preheated at 230 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes. I'm gonna use boiling water for steam, and look at them. 20 minutes later, remove the steam. Reduce the temperature to 215 degrees Celsius, and I'm gonna bake them for another 20 minutes. Aren't they gorgeous? Can you tell me which one is sourdough and which one is fruit yeast bread? Sourdough and yeast water. Both baked to perfection. Let's see what we got inside. Start with sourdough. Creamy, beautiful open crumb. What about fruit yeast? And look at that crumb. My favorite part, tasting time. Sourdough, same as usual. Amazing, of course. And the second one made with Poolish from yeast water. Full of flavor, both from Poolish and yeast water. And this is totally personal, but my choice is sourdough. Like always, keep baking and take good care of yourself.